Hi guys, Mike here. I am an independent consultant and a district manager with a network marketing company called Arbon. Now, I'm kind of making this video because I just want to go through with people what network marketing actually is. There's a lot of myths and a lot of speculation, and in the UK it's a very, very taboo subject. So just kind of want to clear up a little bit of that really and share with people what it could be instead of what they think it is. Because what they think it isn't, okay? And we all have a lot of preconceptions about stuff when anything really in life, we look at it and go, well, it's that. But actually, when you sit down, take time to look at it, it's something different and it's something that's an option for people. And I think far too many people overlook how much of a valuable option it is. So a little bit about me. I haven't always been a network marketer. Kind of spent the last 20 years working in retail, just over 20 years. So from a spotty kid, really, college, part-time on a Saturday and a Sunday. I left college, got a call from my boss who said, I've got a supervisor vacancy for you if you want it. I went full-time into retail, worked my way up to store manager, done like hundreds of secondments and trainings on area levels and stuff like that. Trained my line managers, trained new managers coming into the company. But then ultimately I got to one day where I was like, I want something more. For me personally, I need something more. It's getting a bit mundane, it's getting a bit boring, getting a little bit undervalued, a little bit underutilised after a while because you kind of have to stand aside and let other people grow. Which is totally cool, but I just lost interest. At the same time, I could have gone and looked for another job, and there were many times where I'd looked at other jobs, thought I don't want to do retail anymore, could have looked at other careers, didn't really know what I want to do. One thing I did know what I wanted to do was I wanted to work for myself. I wanted my own kind of time freedom, my own flexibility. And out of nowhere, and it was really bizarre, it was just kind of sort of like a friend passing a comment about something that his wife was doing. I just kind of like, my ears pricked up a little bit and went, I'll have a look at that. So when I had a look, never looked back. Just like everything that I was looking for in terms of, what it could be, what you could build it to, for a business to work for yourself, everything just kind of meshed for me and I got it. But there are a lot of people out there that don't get that. There aren't very many people that will look at something and go, I want to do that, and jump straight in and do it. People sometimes stand back and they think, I want to do that, but I don't really know what it is, and I want to go and have a look at it. And they think that they're going to do something, and they never ever actually do. And that's not just with business. That's just life in general. People look at stuff and they go, I'll do it one day. I'll do something one day, and that one day never ever comes. Don't ever be that person. So anyway, what was kind of leading me to do this video was that lately I've been going through LinkedIn and kind of looking at my newsfeed on there. Also get a little bit of on Facebook as well. And there are a lot of people out there who are not employed. They cannot find jobs. And there are a lot of people losing jobs all over the place, really. I mean, there's at the minute this month, it's February 2018, there's companies like Carillion that's just gone bust, and then there's retail companies like Marks and Spencer's, Toys R Us, B&Q, Sainsbury's, Tesco's, laying people off by the thousands partly because they can't afford them, but also because they don't need them. Now, in my background is retail, I get why, because I've seen it myself. So there are a lot of people in retail, and it's retail's a huge industry. But there are a lot of people who once upon a time would have been employed because they were needed to do a manual job. But they're no longer needed because a machine or a process or some kind of technology has replaced their job in full or in part. So, things like, for example, really obvious ones like self-service checkouts in stores. So probably everyone's been in a store and there's been a self-service checkouts. Some of us prefer them and love them because we can fly straight through. Some people absolutely hate them, can't use them. But where there was once, perhaps 6 cashiers sitting there serving people, there's now one person manning 10 checkouts. because they just need to come along and fix problems. Okay, so those other people, they need to go and find a job, but they can't look at other retailers because the other retailers are all doing exactly the same. Okay, then when you think about the company structure as a whole, because there are less frontline staff, you then need less managers, you then need less HR managers, and it kind of follows all the way through the company, because layers of management generally are to manage people. When there are no less people to manage, you don't need the layers of management, and it snowballs. So you then have people of all kind of like careers, qualifications, education levels and backgrounds, struggling to find employment because the places they look for it, well, they don't need those people either anymore. And then it sort of like leads to this whole, I'm really struggling to find a job. From, LinkedIn's quite considered like sort of like the social media platform for professionals, somewhere to go sort of like, right, I'm CIPD qualified in something. You should, in theory, be able to go on there and someone will know someone that will find something straight away for you. It doesn't happen like that anymore. And, there's a really big post on LinkedIn the other day about how people are then sort of like starting to get quite depressed and quite down and sort of like disillusioned with life in general, I suppose, really, because they can't go and get a job that they want, a field that they want to work in. So they're either not getting a job at all, or they're having to settle for something that makes them unhappy. And then this is where I started talking to people about, well, actually, if you look at graduates and the Gen Y. Now, a lot of Gen Ys go to university, go to get a degree to work in a field that they've got interest in, but then the same kind of scenario happens. They then go to look for work to repay their student debts and, go and move out of home or whatever it may be. And they cannot find, or very few of them find, a job in their preferred field, because whilst they've been at university for the last 3, 4, 5 years, companies have gone, don't need these people. We've got technology to do it. So they struggle. Now, 41% of Gen Ys, postgraduates, will actually become entrepreneurial. So they will go and either find a business they can build, like network marketing. And actually, network marketing with Gen Ys is huge. Or they go and make their own. And we see lots of evidence of that on Instagram. Things like online personal coaches, online bloggers, fashion experts, and you sit there, and whilst to most people you think they just do it for fun, it's a picture, something to look at, actually they're running businesses, they're making money from it because they understand how to. They don't want to go into a 9 to 5 or have to live by somebody else's rules. They want their flexibility, they want their freedom, and they understand that the world is actually, it's a global place now. You can pick up Facebook and message someone on the other side of the planet at any given time when you want, whether you know them or not. You can work with that. So this is kind of like where, when you look at things like technology and online shopping, which is something else again, which is taking people's jobs away, that actually you can then look at network marketing and go, right, it's an option, and it's available for everyone. Not everyone can do it. And to be fair, as a society, we wouldn't want everyone to do it, because then we wouldn't have doctors and nurses and waitresses and some of the other professions that actually we need. But if you are sort of like coachable and you're motivated and spark of fun, you want a bit more out of life, and you've got the passion and drive to create something, you can go, actually, that's mine. I can't be made redundant from it. I can't be fired from it. I will definitely retire. Then go for that in whatever its shape, its form. If it's network marketing, starting your own business. Starting your own business comes also with a lot of stress and headache and a lot of cost to put into it. But find that thing, because it's an option for people. Now, when a lot of people hear network marketing, although they hear the word network marketing, what's actually going through their head is, this is a pyramid scheme, this is a scam. I'm just going to go to drink. And that's because it's very much associated with things that used to be. Okay, I'm going to do another video around about how to choose a network marketing company and what network marketing, actually probably more of what pyramid schemes are. Okay, they're not allowed to exist, they're illegal. Okay, but all that network marketing is, and it's a very, very simple business to the point where a lot of people look at it and think it's too simple. And that's a little bit of where it must be a scam kicks in, because it's very, very simple. And as humans, we like to make things very, very complicated for ourselves. You know, if you look at kids and ask a child to do something, they'll probably look at it and do it in the most simplest, quickest way possible. Give the same task to an adult, we find ways to overcomplicate it. So all network marketing is, whatever company you sign up with, you know, if it's, you know, Arbonne or whatever you choose. I chose Arbonne because it's got a lot of ethics and values. And again, like, I'll go through and do another video of what you should look for in a network marketing company that suits you. But if all we do as network marketing is we literally buy into a company for a cost. So for Arbonne, for the one that I joined in, it was 56 quid. Nothing, really. You know, sacrificing a night out. That's all that was. We then get our own website. Now, you have to think globally here. So no longer is network marketing, I need to go and find 3 friends who need to go and find 3 friends who need to go and find 3 friends, okay? Back 15, 20 years ago, it very much might have been like that because we didn't have the internet, we didn't have technology, we couldn't speak to people on the other side of the world. It's no longer like that. You could set up an Instagram account, and if you do it properly, you could have 100,000 followers within a week. That's 100,000 potential customers if you do it properly. I can show you how to do it properly. So all we do is we sign up, we get our own website. We buy stuff that we would normally buy at the shop from our own website. So for myself, for example, we sell personal care, skincare, nutrition. Before, I would be buying protein in a store and paying somebody else. Now I buy my own protein from my own shop, get it at a discount, then take that and then share it with people, because people are then become interested in what you're doing, what is that you've got. You create a little bit of curiosity around it, and you just basically share what the product is with people. People were always posting and asking questions and wanting to know what's the best of this, what's the best of that. You just give them the answers. Sometimes you just give them the answers beforehand. You just share the information about the product. And then, you know, you kind of make that recommendation. And then on the back of that, some people will buy, some people won't. But every time somebody buys, you then get paid for that because they're buying it from your website. It's linked to you. Okay? Now then what happens next is, you know, in addition to that person buying from you and that sale being linked to you and you getting paid for it, you'll then find other people along the way who will go, actually, I could do what you do. So as a network marketing company, then what we do is go, right, well, if you find people who want to do the same as you, it's your responsibility to go and train them, sponsor them, guide them, be their teacher. So then because you then do that, you then also get a thank you payment. It doesn't affect what they get paid from what they do. You just get that thank you payment, which then you get paid to say, actually, well, you've taken the time to go and show these people how to do that. You can have a little percentage of what they do as well. And then you kind of like see how it starts to build. You sort of you can get loads of payment from direct selling of product, and then also teaching other people. Now, when it comes to platforms like LinkedIn, for example, there are loads of people on there who are leaders. And what they're struggling with is that they're having to look at jobs where they're not going to get a chance to be a leader because they're going to have to do a really kind of a much lower level job than what they want. So they're not getting to use and practice those skills. And that's where they find it hard, because like, I'm capable of so much more. But then what we get caught up on is that you can be capable of so much more, but actually what you're doing is earning money for somebody else because you're being paid, you're trading your time for money. So that's in the basics of how network marketing works. Okay, so we just sign up to a website, we get paid. Sorry, we sign up to a website, we buy, make a recommendation, people buy on the back of that, we get paid for that. That is it. That is that simple. But like I say, like as humans, we like to make it complicated. Okay, so what I would say to people is that if you are struggling to find a job that you want to do, or perhaps you're in a job and you want something else, you want something more, or perhaps like you're one of these people that are on 0-hour contracts and you don't know how many hours you're going to be working from one week to the next. And that happens in retail a lot as well, where you could be doing full-time one week and doing your bare basic minimum contract the next, and you've still got the same bills going out and mouths to feed and all that sort of stuff, and the amount of pay that you get to take home becomes very uncertain. That happens a lot. Okay, now I'm not saying to people quit your job, and obviously if you haven't already got a job at the moment and you're unemployed, then take a look at it, a serious look, ask questions, and investigate, because it's an option. Okay, if you want something more and you're employed, you don't have to give up your job. You can build whatever it is alongside what you're already doing. So for me, I was doing retail to begin with. I was doing retail and network marketing at the same time. So I would do my job throughout the day, whatever it would be, 6 till 3, some days 7 till 4, some days 11 till 8, some days whatever it is. But throughout that day, obviously, I would have a tea break. So rather than mind-numbingly scrolling on Facebook, I would be using Facebook and Messenger with an intention to speak to specific people. Sometimes when I get home, I might do it for an hour in the evening, and just sacrifice watching EastEnders, because I don't really need to watch that when I can invest in my future, invest in myself, and invest in that ability to be able to then go and leave my job and do whatever I want to do when I want to do it, and still have that kind of financial security that comes along. And everybody wants that. Everybody wants time freedom to spend, to be able to spend more time with your kids, with your family, with your loved ones, and that financial freedom, be able to go and do whatever you want when you want to go and do it. It is possible, but you have to work a little bit for it. It's not given to you. It's not handed out. It's not a lottery ticket. You have to work for it. But once you put that work in place and you do it, it'll keep paying you back again and again and again. A little bit similar to writing a book. So, if you were to go and write a book and it become a bestseller and you earn royalties off that forever, network marketing works very, very similar to that. So what I would say to people, and I would say this to everyone, whether you're employed or not, or you're looking for a job, I would say that one of the really, really important things that you should do is always, always, always look at having a second stream of income, whether that is network marketing or investing or a second job or something. Because as history shows us, we never ever know when we're going to lose our jobs. You always assume that you are safe in your job, no matter what level you're at. I'm sure the director of Carillion, who the whole company's just gone, was probably sitting there thinking, my job's safe, I'm cool, this is all cushy, and actually suddenly everything's wiped out from underneath your feet. Now, we have to be aware that that could happen to anyone. I see it happening in retail a lot more because that's my background. I know quite a lot of people in retail, but it happens probably across all professions, in all industries. There is only a need for so much until a machine comes along and replaces it, and you have to find something else. You have to adapt. So I'm going to do a couple more videos to explain, like I said, about what network marketing to choose and what you could do, and some of the kind of the development needs you might need for it. I'll do some more videos on that. But what I would say, if anything's kind of resonated with you a little bit in what I've said, then reach out and ask me some questions, because I'm quite happy to answer them. If you've got any comments, then by all means, like I say, reach out, ask your questions. Get as much information as you need to do something, other than getting desperate because you can't find a job or you want change and don't know where to go. Okay, there are always options out there. absolutely anything is possible when you put your mind to it. I know it's a bit cheesy and cliche to say, but actually anything is possible when you put your mind to it. You know, a year ago, I was bored of retail. I'd had enough of it. Now I have a network marketing business. I have a motorbike business that I started up on the back of being able to do network marketing, because that gave me enough capital to invest in something that I quite enjoy doing. That then had a knock-on effect to inspire my wife to go and learn how to do beauty. So she went and took some beauty courses and then started her own business. She's still working, but she's building that alongside with. Okay, so don't think that what you've been given in life is all that you're ever going to get, because you can change it, but you have to be brave enough to do it. You have to want to do it. You have to have the drive, and you have to have the information. So if you want more information, just reach out and call me. Bye bye.